There are many people that want to change their life for whatever reason, yeah? Many people want to change their life for whatever reason. If you want to give up the roads or you want to give up doing whatever you're doing to embark on a career within construction, I've designed this little outlay, yeah, for you to follow, for you to earn money at the same time, as well as getting your foot into construction. I know this because I've been in construction for 20 years. My name is Mr. London Plumber. Make sure you subscribe to this video first of all. But we're going to go straight in there with some of the easiest things to get into within the construction network or game. Yeah, in the game, the easiest things to get into is traffic management. Traffic management course, yeah, is going to be a 1-day course, and it's going to be 7 to 8 hours, yeah. And then you can start working with traffic management companies, which there are so many in and around London, for you to actually just get in the construction thing and just get yourself ready to be up in the morning to be able to do work. You're not going to have to do a lot of work. I know a few people that definitely do it. It's split amongst with like a certain amount of hours you will be working. The rest of the time, it sounds like you're chilling. If I'm wrong, please tell me in the comment section below. But when you've now embarked on the traffic management, now you're just getting into the routine of getting up, having a boss, getting some money. And that's good routine for anyone who wants to get into construction, because that's what it's kind of like, yeah. Making sure that you get up in the morning and just be there on time is paramount for the whole job to go smooth, right? People get pissed off with you if you keep on having days in or staying in your bed. So you got to just get that out of your system, yeah? Understand that that's not this part of life. This is a new chapter where you behave differently. Do you get it? In them surroundings? Because it's just you, that you don't want them people messing with your bread. Yeah, that's the first thing what I would say to you. So I keep on looking down because my phone's there, and I actually scripted everything out for this video because I thought to myself, how can I make a video which is like important but necessary at this time? So many of us want to make money, and so many of us are thinking of ways which are not always illegal or illicit or whatever you want to call them, innit? I don't really care what you're doing. It was a pound note, it was a pound note. But today it's different because I say this because the world is changing, things are changing. You know, for you to get a car and all that stuff like that, they want to see your credit. They want to see that you've got a job. We don't care if you've got a couple bags or racks, or you got to know people. Do you get it? So I'm just giving some ideas for people to be able to follow, to be able to also make money at every single point. So you do your traffic management course. Like I said, again, the course is 1 day. It's not going to kill you. It's a 1-day course for 7 to 8 hours. And then you've got your little paperwork, what you need. Now you can go to jobs, and now you can ask for, I did hear of most recently someone who I know from a friend who is getting more than £140 a day. Again, that's decent for just starting off, right? My next thing, what I suggested people to do is get a CSCS card, yeah, which is a qualifications card, which is to do with health and safety, right? So that is a 30-minute test as well. So it's 30 to 20-minute test. It's going to cost you anything from £30 for a labourer's card all the way up to a tradespeople's card, which might be more expensive, i.e. going all the way up to £100. But at this point, you've already now going for 2 different cards, right? So if you're going for a laborer's card, because you're gonna go with one of our next options, which is going to be something I'm going to talk about in a second. So what I would say is the CSCS card is going to open a lot of doors for you, because you could use it to go onto job sites, right, as a laborer. And again, laborer's money is different to someone who is doing traffic management. If you're asking someone like myself, I'd rather do the traffic management than the laboring job. But it gives you 2 options now, just from 2 courses, right? So the first course, again, I will tell you, the first course was the traffic management course, which is 1 full day. Again, it's not going to kill you. It's probably some information which they give you, which you can recite and you can obviously go through. They're not going to throw you into something deep. They're going to give you the information. With all of these courses, they want to have high pass rates, innit? So understand they're going to be helping you to as much as they can. Your labourer's card will get you onto most job sites, yeah? So you need this card to be able to be allowed onto the site, which is a construction site. So you got to know your health and safety, right? So like I said, that course is like £30 going up to £100. I don't know the precise price because I'm not, this is just me working on it, so I can tell you rough guides, right? So what I would say after that, yeah, is now you're at a point where you're still working for the traffic management or you're still working for the laborers, and you're building yourself up some type of knowledge of the trade while you're doing that, and you're also making yourself some money. I think that's one key factor that I want to tell people, that in all of these parts of the plan, which I'm telling you, you will always be making money. And that's what I've heard a lot of young people say, or a lot of people say, oh, I just want to make money. I just want to make money. Cool. It's not a problem. Be willing to do every job, right? And don't be willing to skip any of the sessions, because from the beginning to the second part, what we're on now, to the third part, what I'm going to bring you up to, which is quite crucial because it could depend on where you want to go with your learning within the trade. So you've got your CSCS card, yeah? That will get you into the door. What you can now do is go to college and you could do a course on carpentry. You could also do one on electric works. You could become a plumber like myself, or you could go down the bricklaying industry, right? Let's start with the bricklaying industry. People get paid good money as bricklayers. They will tell you themselves that they get paid good money. So there's not a shortage of bricklayers or brick walls which are flying down at any point. There's loads of them, right? Plumbing. There is always going to be a need for a plumber, just because of how the world is and how it operates with our sewage systems, with our heating systems, with even our ventilation systems and stuff like that, right? Electrical people, electricians will always be needed. How much technology do we have in life today which needs to be programmed, which needs to be linked up to something, which wiring needs to be run to it? You want an outside light, you can't just do that yourself. Electrician has to do that, right? You've got a nice pendant which you want to put in your house or something, or some spotlights. You're not going to do it yourself. You're going to get an electrician. Let's think about these things. And you have so many people who like bespoke art and things which only carpenters can do, right? So again, there's going to be a need for a carpenter in many places, right? The courses, yeah, are going to take, and they're going to range from 2 to 4 years, depending on what type of course you picked. And you're obviously going to be studying while you're working, but you're also going to be building your skills, and you can still hold on to that traffic management job. Do you get it? Like, so there's always a place for you to earn a buck in my plan. So we're only at stage number 3, right? But stage number 3, you picking what trade, what you're going to go down, that definitely is going to have a directional thinking on the way you think or what you're taking in, right? But I will say, to get on any of these courses, yeah, you do need a certain level of GCSEs. And not having those GCSEs are definitely going to hold you back, because you need your maths and English to do any of the courses which I said. So if you want to be a carpenter, if you want to be an electrician, if you're wanting to be a plumber or a bricklayer, you need your GCSEs. That's one thing I definitely will say. Forgot to miss that out. And obviously at this point, if you get yourself a college placement, you can look to be an apprentice or become an apprentice scheme, which quite a lot of workplaces do run. But by showing your passion or your understanding for wanting to get certain courses underneath your belt, yeah, definitely will make you more employable than the next person. For someone who started with my plan, which I've set out for today, which is the traffic management, the CSCS card, and then enrolling in college and finding yourself a company who's going to take you on as an apprentice, they're going to look at you and say, wow, this person's done all of this to get to this point. We can see that this person is very sure of who they are, and maybe we're going to give them a chance. I would say so. If I saw someone that came across my desk with a CV like that, definitely giving it a look, definitely giving them a call, because they're capable people. And that's what people want. They want people who are able to take commands, which is, you know, just talking about work, and also understand those things as well and comprehend them themselves as well. So when you can comprehend something, what someone's telling you, and you don't need further instructions and all that, they like people like that, because you're able to do what people want you to do, right? So I just want to break down my plan in a sense of why I decided to make a video entitled this, like, you know, giving up road for construction. I think there's many people who are looking for a different path when it comes to how they're going to make money nowadays. And the world's changing, like I said. Some things are not really acceptable anymore. And people are getting older at the end of the day, innit? You know, you could only do something for so long until you start feeling tired from it. But or you learn lessons of what have happened to other people, and you don't want to end up like that. So if you've escaped the system for so long, kudos to you. But again, for the people who want to like kind of just better themselves, yeah, and have a job with a little bit of a purpose, it's not an amazing, these jobs are not amazing jobs. It's if you make it amazing for yourself. At the end of the day, to give up a life of the street for a life or in construction is a hard task to take. But if you've got risk on this side and you've got reward on this side, you know, you got to answer the questions for yourself, innit? Because everybody's different in their own type of way. You're going to meet loads of different people at work. That's one thing I will say, which is the dope thing about working with people, is you meet loads of different people. And if you're a people person, people are definitely going to gravitate to you. And there's more options sometimes within those vicinities than there are on the streets going on for you right now. Again, justice and things like this, only you have to weigh it up for yourself. Are you doing yourself a fair justice by not trying to jump on some courses? Are you doing yourself a fair justice within saying to yourself, you know what, the guys who direct the traffic, or I see the guys doing the temporary lights, I didn't know that they do a course, and I didn't know that they do that. They do. But you could do that course as well and make that little bit of money. Because I say a little bit of money, but it's just money at the end of the day. I shouldn't say a little bit of money. That's wrong of me, right? So money is money at the end of the day. And there are some people probably come across this video now and said to themselves, it's true. At the end of the day, if you can get a £600 every single week, you can get yourself a little motor, do you know what I mean, on HP, to get a little finance car and all that. You could be driving around your place up, you know. And I used to see someone, yeah, who I used to think, this person is definitely from, he gives me road vibes, but I'm not really sure if he's a serial roadman, right? So me and him was working in the same workplace one time. And me as a plumber, I don't hide me being a plumber and all that. It is what it is, isn't it? You know, some people don't have a job, innit? So again, I don't be bragging about my job, but if somebody asks me what I do, I'd tell them what I do, innit? And anyway, I saw him in the workplace, and he looked at me and he was so like, oh my God, like, you're in here, if you get what I mean. But I'm like, oh my God, you're in here. I thought you was trapping at the bando all the time, but you've got a full-time job. You've had a full-time job for a minute. And you just got to understand that at some point, for everyone, they maybe grow up for themselves, or they've understood that this is the way forward, if you get what I mean. Like, if you want to go on holidays, do nice things, you don't want to keep having to give the money to your mum and all that, and your girlfriends, and tell them to put it in their account, because that's long as well. Yeah, having a job in construction, you can earn money. I'm not going to tell you that you can't, because again, this plan, what I thought about today, was just so you could earn money at every single step. Because I know, even as a young person, mainly a lot of guys think about is money. Just think about getting bread. Think about, if I had money, my life would be better. Possibly. But if you had legit money, your life might be a little bit better. Because again, this is legitness in a legit society, what everybody lives in at the end of the day. Regardless if you make a little bit of money on the side, sometimes you might think to yourself that, you know, this ain't working out. And that's that moment when you got to be honest with yourself, you know. I'm thankful for having a trade because I'm able always to make some money, and having tools as well just allows me to be more flexible and do the jobs myself, everything I want for myself. Again, it is like how some people would be on the road. If they're the guy, they're the man, they're the plug, they're that person, innit? At the end of the day, innit? They make things happen, innit? But that's the same what happens in a 9 to 5 with someone at work. As long as you've got the qualifications, um, you'll get the places, because people need people at the end of the day, always in construction. So over all of these types of little pockets of industry. So being a labourer, there will always be job sites, right? And they'll always need someone to help and be a labourer. Again, you could be a labourer and work your way up to a plumber's mate if that's what you wanted to do, or a you could be a mate for a chippy, or a mate for electrician. There's all these trade people that always need a mate or someone to help them out or hand them out, and you could learn some things off of those people for free before you even went into college. Do you get it? So you'd be clued up, or you'd have a good understanding what it's like, because you've been working with someone in that trade on site, getting that experience, and now all you need to do is go to the college and go and get that qualification, and you know what it's going to bring for you at the end of the day. At the end of the day, it's about bringing some money in. That NVQ certificate is so powerful. It's recognized in 72 different countries, right? Because of the Commonwealth. That's why it's so powerful. And I think that a lot of people don't know that. You know, like the qualifications what I've got as a plumber, I can go and work in Canada. Do you get it? You just get your skills transferred over, and then you can work internationally. Do you get it? But that's an option if people are planning to do something like that later down in life. So that's why I say about going to college to get the qualifications. So you can say to yourself, you know what? I now can travel to this country because they need me. I now can travel to this country, to Saudi, because they need me. And you'll get paid good rates at the end of the day. International working is different. They're obviously going to pay you the right amount. You make up what you need to be made up for, innit? And that's just how that works. But I again just want to express the point of me wanting to make this video, because I think people tell others, young people and older people, oh, just get on with it, just do something, just do something with your life, yeah. But there's a point in your own life when you're just figuring it out. It took me a long time to figure out if I wanted to be a plumber. Like, I'd been a plumber for like 7 years. I didn't really know if I was really like saying to, oh, I don't know if I really want to do this, you know. But I thought to myself, you know what? This is going to be good for me. And it's probably been one of the best things what I've done, period. Apart from doing all the other stuff in life before. But it only molds you to understand how life evolves, how things go on, the things what you was doing before, you don't do them no more. You don't keep up with badness. You don't keep up with all this stuff anymore. You just go on a road which is easier for you. Do you get it? It's easier for me to be able to own certain things because I've earned it. I've worked for my money. Like, I get it. I've had things the easy way as well. But sometimes things the easy way don't last. They don't last for a long time. And when you're trying to last out here, you want some stability. And that's why I decided to make this conversation today, because I know there's a lot of people searching for stability in life, period. Because being up one time and being down one, it doesn't make sense. You might as well just be in there in the middle. You'll have a better time in the middle than you would being up, down, up, down, up, down. You get what I mean, innit? And I think people who have been there, is you're having a good month, having a good week, you just want balance to it, because being able to afford some of the same things last year to being able to be affording more things this year, there's a way of doing that. And sometimes it's not overnight, you know, and a lot of the time it's about putting your pride aside. I'll tell you that for free. Like, I'll maybe do some jobs what I do now, what I wouldn't do before, or other times when I was a little bit up more in life, I would say to myself, nah, I'm not doing that shit. Come on, man. Get that nonsense out of here. But honestly, if you're here for the bread and you're here to make money, then there's not a lot of things which I'm going to really be saying no to at this point. Because again, it's just work. But I've got to put my pride and my ego to the side for 1 minute and say to myself, you know what? Boy, if you ain't got no money and someone's offering you £140, £150 a day, take it. Take it. Because it might not be there at some point. And that opportunity might lead to another opportunity, but that might just allow you to reinvest within yourself. Do you get it? Like, let me take a perfect example. Someone's going to watch this video and they've heard what I've said about a traffic management course. Yeah. They're going to get on the traffic management course. And if things ain't guaning or working for you, yeah, you can always revert back to that traffic management course, get a little bit more money, and then say to yourself, you know what? I might do a short course and get my CSCS card, just so I give myself the 2 options in life now. So now I can go back to doing traffic management when things are not going so well. And then I might revert back to 1 or 2 days on site, because again, I like the experience of working with someone else who's in the trade. I'm learning stuff, right? And kind of for free. And again, you still need to go back to earning, because in life now, you see this learning and not earning, it don't make sense. You need to be doing both, really, because life is doing this thing where it's catching up on everybody in super, super quick. The money, what you spend now is nothing. It's like, look, I'm in my 30s, yeah, and I have a real realization that, you know, to buy a house in London, because I gather most people watching from London, yeah, you be saving for the next 20 years. 20 years. You got to do a little bit more. That's why I say that if you do the traffic management thing, if you build yourself, get yourself your CSCS card, if you now go down the route of finding which course what you want to be on, whether it's being a plumber, carpenter, being an electrician, or being a bad man plumber like myself, let's just keep it real. That's why some of you lot are watching it. You give yourself 3 different avenues on how to make money, because one of them might fuck up at any point, and that's the truth. You might fall off the plumbing course, but you can go back to the traffic management thing. Something might happen. It's a possibility. Not everybody passes and finishes their course. That's the truth. The pass rate is very low. But the difference is that when you're coming from a place of not a lot of opportunities, yeah, and not a lot of options, let's say. So not all of us have the same privilege to have like parents that are helping you, supportive, have got your back. Not all of us have the means and the funds to be able to go to college or find ourselves there at certain points. Or not some of us have the means or the capability to go online and search and look for traffic management companies and get their number and give them a call. Because that's all you got to do. Introduce yourself in that type of way. Hi, my name's Dean. I'm just looking for some work. Blah, 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 blah. Do you require me to do this course? Blah, blah, blah. Ask them. And I know this from speaking to first-year plumbers who only tell me, I want to make peas. I want to make money. All right, cool. So have you started that? Or are you just telling me that? Because if you're just telling me that, there's no action to it, is it? Oh, what do you mean? What I mean is there anyone you can get any work experience from? Oh, yeah, I know a guy. Have you ever texted him? No, not really. Go and text him tonight. Tell him what you want to do. Ask him if it's possible that I can come and work for free, right? I always tell them work for free. So when they say that to the other people, it shows, and it looks like they've had that step up to themselves and saying, yeah, I need to do something. Oh, can you help me? Yeah, I'll help you. And I had a student do it like about 3 weeks ago when I was working in another college. And he come in and he was so excited because he knows now that his journey's begun, but he's kick-started it. And the one thing I said to him was, look at it like this. Imagine you got a notes in your phone. Like, everyone's got notes in their phone, yeah? So it's a blank page. Like, this is the beginning of you, which is a blank page. If you write nothing down, other people would write what they're going to have you doing, working in Tesco's, working in, not like working in Tesco's is a bad thing, but working in Tesco's, stacking shelves, warehouse job, parking ticket officer. Do you get it? No one wants to be a parking ticket officer. I can say that. I don't care. Right. So what I'm saying is planning your future, yeah, is one of the most powerful things that you can do for yourself. Like taking charge of it and saying that I've got a route on where I'm going to go so I can progress. That's the biggest lesson that I want people to take from what I'm saying today, which is having a clear idea of where you want to go to earn money, but to also earn a career within longevity is the easiest thing to get into is the traffic management. Again, I won't keep on saying that. You will see bare people from the roads or from wherever. Yeah, I'm not saying that I've seen them doing traffic management. I'm not dissing these people, nothing like that. It's a good job to have. People making money. It's regular. There's always these cones out in the roads. Anywhere where you go, these men are about, right? Stable. Even getting into the maintenance on the road repairs, that's quite stable, but dangerous. You know that. And some people that have been up or you've been on the road, you ain't doing that. It's not for you. You can't stay up. That's why I used to miss the late shots. Anyway, I shouldn't say that. What it is, yeah, is this was just a plan for you to go along in a guideline way. You know, like sometimes people always say to you, "What are you doing with your life? What are you doing with yourself?" I've had people say that to me enough times. They don't even know me. They don't even watch my videos. But anyway, if they knew me, they would know that I try and do things just with purpose. And I would like sometimes other people to do things with purpose because it shows how serious you are about something, shows how passionate you are about something. You don't have to move with shouting about it. Again, all of these little achievements from getting the first job to getting your first qualification, or you do a course within any of these things which I've discussed today, it's a goal for you. It's a hit. It's a celebration for yourself. It's another way for you to make revenue, make money. And at the end of the day, making money for yourself is important. You know, you can look after yourself. You can do some of the things which you could not normally do. Do you get it? Like if I'm not, for me to put my own pride aside, yeah, and work for less than what I would normally work for, was only a self thing for me, right? So I've got to put that aside because I have bills, but I have a trade, so I can always make money. It's just finding the right opportunities would work for me. But when you're starting at the beginning, you cannot be a person who's saying, oh, well, I want to be on this much money and that much money and that. Don't worry what people are on at work. Worry what you're on. Mind your business. Stay out of the chitty chatty business, the chatty patty crap, because you don't even know these people. Be reserved. There's nothing wrong with being reserved when you're at work, because if you understand that you've got a plan and a goal to get to, you're not interested in the rest of the nonsense, the boulevard at work, because all it is bullshit. Do you get it? Remember, you got a mission to get on. Your mission is get your courses, get paid, save your money, invest within yourself, go on a little holiday, take your little gal to little Turkey or something nice, you know what I mean? Just little cocktails and all that. Yeah. And then get your course again, get your coursework in. So you've now got your CSCS card, but you've got your traffic management. You're just jumping from both. You're finding the right opportunity for yourself while being able to bid people off on who's going to pay you the better wage for the day. I'm here for you lot, you know, right? When you're at that point, you're still saving your bread. You've got this CSCS card. You've now made your decision. I want to be an electrician. Cool. Now you're going to find a college. You're going to do your homework yourself. Because again, at any of these points here, if you don't do your homework, it's not really going to work out for you. So you want to do your homework, make sure you do your coursework to be able to get onto your course. Do your due diligence. That's the word, what you need to do. You need to find out if that's a good college for you to get in. You need to find out if they have a good pass rate. Yeah, because this is all going to help you. These things, by someone saying it's got a good pass rate, we've got we've got these excellent lecturers at it, we can show you open night, we can show you some people who have progressed from this college and going on to opening their own businesses, blah blah blah. These are the things which you need to motivate you at these points, because you're going to be on your own. When you're on your own, there's no one to answer to but yourself. And that's why some people are probably on the roads in that type of situation, because they ain't got answer to no one. It's a fact. They know that. But coming into this world of like working and 9-to-5 life is that you do have to answer to people. So you know how it is. If you're bad, you know, you just need to move in silence, and you don't need to say certain things to people, because again, quote unquote, not your friends. You don't have to worry about them. Don't get them. I'll tell every person that has lived that life or come from that sector there, don't get involved in it. It's a draw out. Everything is a draw out. Oh, what do you think about Paul? You don't even know Paul. Forget it. Forget Paul. Forget him. Forget it. Don't care what he said. I don't care. Doesn't matter. I don't even know you. We're not even going to talk about football today, because I'm not on football. Have met some nice friends in construction. I will say that. And what I will say is that if you got a hustler's mindset, yeah, like I've always had a hustler's mindset. When you get into construction, you'll understand different ways how you can grow while making connections, because you know how to connect with people. It's easy for you to do it. It's harder for others. They try what you do. So again, if you've got the eye for money and you know how to present yourself, because some of us do who are coming from that background, yeah, you will succeed in this type of industry. It's about who you know, right? So the right person can take you to the right job. I've met people on jobs who have took me to other jobs, to price jobs, to people who they know, who they can't get to right now. But, oh, if you call my mate, he'll Uber to do it for you. Boom, slap them with a little 4 bills. Easy to make money. But you're now in your hustling bag. And if you, like I said, if you come from that, you can, it's transferable skills. You understand? You know how to deal with the notes. You know how to deal with people and navigate through those people as well, because your network and your connections on who you know, just like the connections you would have on the roads, it's the same. More connections, the better. I guarantee growth within this plan on what I'm saying in this video. Guarantee. Because again, we are now looking at life which can be up and down like a seesaw to a life which could be more balanced. And you can do stuff. You can go and get yourself a car. You can go and get yourself a chain. Go and get yourself a credit card, because now you're earning money. Do you get it? You're not earning money when you got stacks. I'm not trying to say you're not making money, because you definitely are. But there's so much ways which you have to hide your money and put things in other people's names and stuff which I don't care to talk about, because you know what that is. This way, again, it's giving you a introduction into it. It's giving you an insight a little bit, like what these people be doing at the CAF. How much really work do you think work does go on? In 8 hours of a day of me being a plumber, I'll be honest with you, how much, so I work today, how much plumbing work did I do today? I'm thinking about it, because I think it was in this whole entirety, just about 2 hours. 2 hours, that's it. Rest was just chatting and doing other little things. Don't get me wrong, I like to chat. I know I'm getting paid on the clock, so I'll chat for a bit. But I'm like that after 20 years. Again, it wasn't like that every single day. There was times when I thought, I'm going to jack this working. I said it to people before. But when the times get hard, I don't want to be the person going out there thinking about, I got to do a madness. I got to do this, got to do that. Nah, forget that, man. And it's the part of life where you turned over a chapter. And when you turn over a chapter, there's a lot of new things what start from that. Like the new version of yourself, being able to be around people and tell them what you do instead of lying to them and telling them that you're working as estate agents. Talking about. Do you get it? That's getting old. We heard that for time. What estate agents you work in? Really, big man? Okay, cool. Again, at a certain point, I knew it was super goofy to lie to females even about like what you do and all that. Like, oh, I do this. They're like, really? Do you? You don't look like someone that does that. What does that person look like? Again, I deviate from the conversation, but the importance is letting people know that there is a path which you can follow, and I'm going to be very intrigued to see how this video has helped other people, because I know giving up a life of easy money is not easy, even if you are deciding to do that. And again, at this present time in life, things are hard, isn't it? But there is room for people to grow. And again, there are so many smarter people than myself who have not even started to apply themselves yet. And I wonder where they would end up at the end of the day. You never want to leave your people them wondering where you're going to be or whether you're going to be okay. Because you can hold yourself, that's all right. A lot of people say that I can hold myself, I can do it. But it's like I couldn't and I wouldn't do that life forever, if you get what I mean. That's me personally. Because you must grow up. You must change at some point. Things must change. Time has changed. See, so many changes, isn't it? It's just asking yourself if you're going to change at the end of the day. You don't have to, but this was just, I wanted to make a video which was going to be for the mandem, for the people who have been thinking about it, but not knowing what way to go about it. Because, yeah, back in the day, like sometimes people saying that they work and all that sounded mad corny. Like, oh, you work? You better go and see your boss. That's that same person that's driving a Bentley now. Or not a Bentley, I'm exaggerating it. He's driving a nice BMW 5. He's driving a nice X5, let's say. And he's not bothered that he's got a boss. He's more bothered that his bills are paid. He lives in a nice penthouse. His girl is a baddie. And when him and the man them are out, they pop champagne and pour water on their rollie. See, if I had a rollie, I'd tell you, but pour water on their rollie. You know, you've seen it before on social media. They do all that. They're not worried about the person that said, oh, you've got a boss and stuff like that. They can get over it because you've got to put your ego and your pride aside. That's one thing I will say. I won't stop badgering on about ego and pride and put that aside. I'm not worrying about what other people have to say in it, because at the end of the day, they don't live your life. Only you live your life. You want to be proud of some of the things that you do, and everyone has had a spell or a patch when they've went through stuff. You know, whether you was going through stuff and you was in a bad place, or whether you was financially really tight and you started to realize to yourself, you know, this thing, it just doesn't make sense. I'm not making as much money. I'm risking, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. It's mad. And it gets like that, man. It does really get like that for people, because, you know, the streets, they don't love nobody. That's one thing that I learned so many times in life, that the streets don't love nobody. It will eat anybody. It'll deplete people that think they're the toughest gangsters. I mean, I grew up, my childhood film is Shotters. That's my favorite film, right? We know how that played out. And my second childhood favorite film is Paid in Full. Wild story. Not all of it was obviously true, but there's some parts to it is true. And as you get older, life starts to make you think that you just want stability. You don't want some of the other things what you used to want or lust after back in the day. Them things they're for the young boys. What's for the older people now is stability. Making sure that you can always shop in M&S because it's nicer than Sainsbury's. I'll be honest, it is. Been shopping in M&S for the last 10 years. I would, if I couldn't go back to Sainsbury's, I would never go back. But if I had to, we have to eat where we have to eat. We have to make money first. But don't let your ego get in the way of that, any of the way of that, because this is about you growing. It's going to take time. It's not going to happen overnight. You're going to run into a lot of different hurdles. How you deal with and act around people is quite crucial to yourself and to the ability of you being able to adapt to these situations, because there's bare L dickheads in these situations, but you can't let someone corral your thing for their thing, because your thing is greater and you've went out of your way with a purpose to do what you have to do in life. And I've seen that through my friends who have decided to, embark on any of these careers and start to like just turn around their life, really. Be able to go on holiday, buying stuff for their mumsy. These men have got more than 2-3 trainers. It's great. It's a good life. They be eating out Turkish food and all that. But it's a thing of building yourself, isn't it? And I think it's a thing of becoming a little bit more of a grown man in that type of way, which is, how you get your money, how proud you are about it, and possibly the struggle which come with it. Because obviously the struggle comes with the road thing as well. There comes a lot of struggle and upset. We all know that. I would love to make a video where I tell people a lot of things, but I'm not gonna do that for a long time. But just know that me, myself, I could make this video because I've lived a life, a real life, where you have regrets, but you have time to make things up, innit? It's the truth. Like, some of my earlier days, I wish I knuckled down more into my trade. But again, when you're young, you can be dumb. They say every man is a dunce until you get a little bit older and you get some sense. I always feel that that's super true. At the end of the day, you can learn something from so many of these people. I learned stuff with the mentor who I was working with. So I used to work with this guy, and he used to tell me some of the funniest little one-liners. Jack used to say some mad stuff. Not mad as in crazy, but I mean, like, he was like to me one time, so why do you want to be a plumber again? I said, because I want to make money. He goes, let me tell you something, son. You're not going to make a lot of money, but you're going to have more money than your friends. I said, what? What is that? What do you mean more money than my friends? You don't even know who my friends are. Some of my friends are football players. Are you sure? Are you sure? Because if that's the case, I'm going to spend some dough tonight. Because if I'm getting on the same... Anyway, that didn't happen. But what he meant, and I know what he meant, was that it's a job where if you work hard at any of these types of jobs, you could always have money and you could always have things. You might not have things on the level what you was having things on the roads and all that, but you could have things. Do you know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with wearing a Tag Heuer watch, is there, guys? Put away the rollies. I'm joking. You could still have a rollie by being in construction at any point if that's your goal. But I would guess that your goal would be a lot more broader than that. Me getting into construction and being to it for so long, I've realized now that my super mission in life now is to start building properties abroad. And that's something which I'm going to embark on at some time because, yeah, it's just the next chapter of life. Factual. Like, what can I build? Let me buy some land there, build this, buy that. And it's all going to be from like my own self-investment. Because years ago, I met this girl and she had a portfolio. And I was like, raw, you're only young and you got a portfolio. So I was like, you're really worth something. And that's what I see some value in right now, having a portfolio. So that's going to be my next mission. I think you should always set yourself a mission. And even though I've told you mine, you should keep yours to yourself and possibly write it down. Write it down in that notepad on what you're going to do when this video finishes. And also subscribe as well, because making these videos, they definitely do take me a long time, but I do it because I care. I don't do it because I want people to view my stuff. I do it because I just don't see nobody making this types of this is real life content. This is not me making it up. I wrote my notes, but everything else just told you how it is. So I'd appreciate it if you guys subscribe, like, share, and drop a little comment and tell me if this video has helped, if this video has enlightened you, and if you subscribed as well, because most importantly, I need you to subscribe. Do you get it? And look out for my next video, because I'll be dropping one really soon. I'm out.